No, then. Right, apologies for the delay. And just check the audio. Right, audio's working, apparently. Quick audio check. You guys let me know if it's working. At my end, it seems to be. Yeah, I'm going to give up at these 8:30 streams. I'm just going to set them up for 9. Because at least it gives me plenty of time. We'll be back in the winter. Things will be back to normal. I'll be going live at 8. But I think with this weather, because like the hedgehogs are here. We've got about 8 now, so I'm having to do more food. The birds, clean the water bowls every night. I mean, disinfect the bird baths. There's so much work that goes in now. It's become a massive event. And then obviously the child, and I've got to walk George. So apologies, guys, but for the foreseeable, we're looking at 8. We're looking at 9. All right. So I thought I'd jump on and just talk about what's going on with some just really, we don't need to call it a curious news anymore. But I've just hopped on. Curious bunny hopping on. Do you like it? Let's see. And the first thing that's come across when I've been having a quick gander, because the thing is, right, we've got the curious news and the regular news. Now, I don't do news shows on Penny Bunny anymore, so I'm just going to morph everything in over here. So there will be some strange stuff, but there also might be some regular stuff. And to be fair, the regular stuff is as weird as the curious stuff now. You know, when you've got that convicted mass murderer, the Birkenhead beast, let off after 38 years, you got stuff like that happening. Like, that's in the main news. It's madness. So we're just going to morph it all in. The sound's gone quiet. Oh no, hang on, I'm going to get in the chat in a minute and say a quick hello. Sound, oh fuck's sake. Oh, the audio's gone. Hold on, guys, hold on. Right, disconnected for some reason. We're back. We're back. We should be back. Is that okay? Let me know. Says I can't comment. I can see it. Right, let me just get into the chat and just sort a few things out in the chat. And then we'll get straight into it. The first thing I want to talk about tonight is the old P. Diddy trial. I'm just like, wow. Yeah, we're back now. I'm just keeping on George in the garden because Al's coming. You need to get back out to George, wherever you are. Right. Hold on. Okay, now we got 10 likes. Please hit the like, guys, if you enjoy this sort of content. Cindy, hello, my lovely. I've just subbed to you from this channel. Let's give you a spanner. Christopher Rawlings is here. I've not seen you for ages. You can comment, mate. I can see you. Thank you to our lovely members. I'm leaving both memberships on, but they're both a lot cheaper than they used to be. So you can join either or both. It's totally up to you. But there will be a lot of animal only content on the other channel. But people like to support this channel as well because it helps with all the StreamYard and everything else and the more expensive broadband to stream. So thank you to everyone who helps. Just hold on one sec. Sorry about that. So yeah, hello everybody. Thank you to our members. I really appreciate you all. Thank you to everyone that's here. I've missed you all. We had a quick one, a quickie. Was it last night I did a quickie? The church bells are going, as you may be able to hear in the background, but I am indoors. But they're just going on. The windows are open. Isn't it beautiful weather? Do you reckon we're going to get any more, or do you reckon that's it? I think this might be it, to be honest with you. So many of you may or may not be aware that the P. Diddy trial started yesterday. Now, today was the first witness. Hang on, you all right, Georgie? Oh, it's come to mummy. So we're going to have a quick rundown of what is going on. Just bear with me a sec. I'm just going to get a quick video up, just explaining the basics of it. Okay, so fair use. I'm going to share this video and I'm going to be pausing it for commentary. So we'll just be watching a little bit of this to get a bit of an update. We'll watch some of this video and then I'm going to give you an update on the first witness today. Now, they had Cassie in today. Now, if anyone's into your R&B, you'll know who Cassie is. If you don't, then she was one of his exes. Obviously, I'm going to do a separate stream on the whole thing in depth. So I'm not going to be doing, you know, all the P. Diddy trial, but we will be touching upon it today because I think it is major news. So we're going to watch a little bit of this. Now, this just gives us an overview of what's been going on. So here we go. It's pretty shocking revelations, to be honest with you folks.
Day one of the Sean Combs criminal trial was definitely eventful. Aside from compelling and revealing opening statements by both the prosecution and defense, the jury heard the first witnesses in the case. Everything from Astroglide to alleged paid sex work to explicit text messages, Diddy wearing a disguise, the rapper being pushed up against a wall. This is your definitive recap of everything that happened inside of that courtroom today. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Well, it is here. Today was officially day one of the federal criminal trial of Sean Diddy Combs.
I don't really want to watch this one. It's just going to go... yeah, hold on a sec. Wrong one. Wrong one. I want to get the Fox one. That's it.
All right, welcome back in here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andy Mack. Almost 6 o'clock here on the East Coast as day one of the Sean Diddy Combs trial wrapping up in New York City. We had jury be seated. Opening statements and then some explosive graphic witness testimony early on. A live picture right now outside of the courthouse. We're awaiting any comments.
Is it me or has he got a lisp? So for those of you that don't know, right, just a really quick overview. The how can I call it? The R&B scene, or whatever you want to call it. It goes back further than R&B to more like the New Jack Swing of the early 90s. There's been rumours rife, right, that the black scene, the black music scene, has been full of some really strange ritualistic. Now, there is a black Freemasons in America as well, just saying. This is not confirmed. I don't want to go too conspiratorial, but this is what I've seen. Some really compelling videos over the years that have been banned on YouTube now. I think I've got some of them that I might upload to Rumble at some point, because I have got a Rumble account. I just haven't really used it. Where there's been, you know, all the rappers and everything, and when the young ones are coming in, they have to do some really gross things. I'm not going to go into that because we are on YouTube. Gay sort of stuff with men, and these young people, they're not gay, but they have to do these things. Now, let's not forget that P. Diddy was once a young rapper as well, and he come through this bizarre ritual stuff. Now, I think, and I've said this for many years, that P. Diddy is the tip of the tip of the tip of the iceberg, just like Eggstein. And they seem to throw people under the bus that are an easy target. Now, he was, I believe, doing some really strange stuff, but he's not the only one. Now, look how many have been suicided. There's been many of them have been unalived over the years of these rappers. I've been looking into a group that were going in the early 90s that I used to listen to. And one of them not only, you know, had a car rammed into them, a hit and run, and broke his back. He then, because it failed to kill him, they then bumped him off after. There's so much that goes on that people don't know about. So I'm not going to go into it too much, but that scene is full of this dodgy stuff. All right. It's, you know, yeah, there is gangsters and gun crime and all that shizness, but there is a lot of dodgy stuff going on. And I believe that P. Diddy is the tip of the iceberg. How's everyone doing? Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Rose is back. Hi, Rose. Hi, Jane. Hi, everyone. I've not done my individual hellos, but I'm literally just glancing at the chat now. So welcome, everyone. So, however, it came forward, I think it was last year, about the P. Diddy thing, and it's finally gone to trial. Now, I'll be putting a poll up shortly, because I want to ask, and I will be putting the poll, so don't say yet, because I'm going to just vote when it goes up. Who thinks that P. Diddy will be unalived shortly? I'm not even sure he'll get to the end of this trial, because if he gets to talk, he will throw everybody under the bus, because they've thrown him under the bus. So they're literally getting all these ex-girlfriends to go up against him, and today was Cassie. Some of the things that came out in court were shocking today, and I'll be reading some of it out shortly. This whole stream isn't going to be about P. Diddy, but we are we're going to be starting off with it because it's crazy. So let's just listen to this quick rundown.
We did see some of the family members for Sean Diddy Combs, the music mogul, leaving a short while ago. All right, let's continue on here on Live Now from Fox and bring into the conversation.
Just quickly, I'm guessing that he pled not guilty then, because there wouldn't be a trial, would there? So this is obviously, he's pled not guilty to this. So, and the thing is, right, if he's pled not guilty, that would insinuate to me that he wants it all out in a trial. Do you know what I mean? Because there's that much evidence against him, then he's obviously going to get convicted. So it's like he wants it all out. So anyway, so let's listen.
Fox 5 reporter Michelle Ross on the ground outside of the courthouse. Michelle, thank you so much for joining us. What can you tell us about what happened inside that courtroom today?
Well, the latest witness to take the stand today is a man named Daniel Phillips, and he was a male strip show manager. He would manage male strippers who would perform for things like bachelorette parties. But he said that he was paid to have sex with Cassie Ventura back in 2013 in a New York City hotel while Sean Diddy Combs allegedly sat in the corner, watched, and masturbated. This morning, his family entered the courthouse while leaving a black van. This includes his children, his sons, and also his twin daughters. His family has heard graphic allegations of the alleged sexual encounters, and his daughters walked out during that testimony. Phillips, the second witness of the day, said he was told by his boss that he was going to perform at a bachelorette party at the Gramercy Park Hotel, but when he arrived, he saw Cassie in red lingerie and a red wig. He testified she said that they would rub baby oil on each other and would see where things would go from there while her husband was there. Combs was allegedly in a corner in a white robe concealing his face with a bandana, but Phillips said he recognized Diddy's voice. He was paid a few $1,000s when he left. Phillips said this went on more times, meeting up at hotels or their homes, and Diddy would direct them while having sex. Now, a supporter of the alleged victims, Jaguar Wright, spoke out before court this morning.
I do believe there's going to be a lot of curveballs. I do believe there's going to be a lot of interesting things. And what I will say is, be vigilant. We're getting started.
Is this a reckoning for the music industry?
Oh, it needs to be. And if it wasn't, I hope my presence starts that.
Now, Phillips also testified that he witnessed Combs assault Cassie in their home and that he feared for his own life, but eventually befriended Cassie. Now, the person to testify before him was the hotel security guard who responded to the incident caught on surveillance video in that Los Angeles hotel back in 2016 when Diddy was caught on video assaulting Cassie. And he testified.
Now, do you remember that? Because that's how all of this come out in the first place, is because he was caught on camera. Somebody put the video out of him assaulting and actually physically beating up. Will you be touching on why you doxed? What? We're not. What you on about? Oh, it's a troll. It's all right. It's not Mark. No idea. Account made today. Don't bring your shit in here. And as for that, I don't know what you're talking about. Shell's my friend, so fuck off. Right, okay, so The video came out of him assaulting Cassie, who was his girlfriend, apparently his wife at the time. Now, when Cassie came through, I remember her music was around 2004, 2005 time, and I really liked her music. And the thing is, when they're coming through at that age, they'll do anything, won't they? But I do think that this is just a case of, how can I put it? This is a case of putting all the blame onto him. And that lady then just said this will be a reckoning for the music industry. I don't believe that, because look at the Michael Jackson stuff. That changed absolutely nothing. Now, I know a lot of people think that he was innocent and whatnot. You know, I don't think he was innocent, but again, I think he was just part of, you know, what all the other stuff that's going on. I think there's so much in the music industry. I don't think we'll ever get to the full bottom of it. Right, you're going to get a slight echo. That's it. I had to come in. I'm just going to put this poll up now. Just quickly. I just want to know if P. Diddy, okay, or Puff Daddy, or whatever they call themselves these days, if he's going to make it. Will he unalive himself is the question, because I personally think hold on, we won't do a don't know, because it's pointless. It's either a yes or a no. So we'll start the poll. It'll be running throughout the stream, guys, and do me a favour, Space Cat Love, because you know me, I forget. Remind me to end the poll and give you the results, because you know what I'm like, I bloody forget. Hi Susabelle, you're all right. We're just talking about the P. Diddy thing now. I have got some articles, some details in there as well. I'm finding this just, it's a lot of it is just too graphic to talk about on here, but I can give you a basic overview. I don't know how long the trial's meant to go on for, but apparently it's, we're going to get a hell of a lot coming out on this. So let me just get this up. Hit the like if you enjoy the content, and dislike if you don't. But if you don't, feel free to unsubscribe. Okay, so this is the trial latest. So I will be touching upon this, and I'll probably do a full show on it at some point as well. But every time I do a news show, I'll have to be giving you updates. So day 2, charges of sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He denies all charges. His ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, is giving evidence against him. So this is like the live update. Remember that they are like 5 hours behind us. So the court will be wrapping up for the day very, very soon. Yeah, apparently guns came out as scare tactics. She tells court. So she's been in court today. Diddy's team didn't want jury to know that Cassie is pregnant, apparently. So there's a lot going on. I think this will need its own show, guys, because there's just too much to go through. So I'll probably do like a roundup on Friday of the week's news from this court case, because there's so much to go through. But don't think that this is a one-off, because this sort of stuff goes on, and if I can find the videos, I will upload them to my Rumble if I can find them, because I think some of you will be quite shocked. Do you remember when Will Smith, because he was involved in that rap scene originally, if you remember, not the early days I'm talking about, he did some music and stuff. And he apparently allegedly come through that. And do you remember when he was kissing his son? He was on a show. I don't know whether it was at Ellen DeGeneres or whatever in that. I can't remember whose show he was on. It might have been Oprah. And he kissed his son on the lips. I don't know if you remember that. That was like a humiliation ritual. Just quickly, let me just see if I can find it just while we're here. And if you remember, his son, Jaden, I think his name is, that he started dressing him as a girl and he started dressing his daughter as a boy. And many people said that this was a humiliation ritual. Right, just bear with me. I found it. Hold on. Right. I think people need to wake up that this P. Diddy thing, just like the egg stain thing, was not a one-off, folks. You know, I found it. Right. Look at this. This is just giving you an example of this sickness that goes on in Hollywood and in the music industry.
We all know Will Smith loves his son Jaden Smith, but he may have shown his mini-me too much love during a recent interview. Still promoting their film After Earth, the father-son duo appeared on Thailand's The Woody Show.
Oh, it was
and during
Thailand.
the interview,
We don't want the bloody talk about it. Look at this.
Jaden jumped up and ran from his overly affectionate.
See what I mean? Now this is like a humiliation ritual. Yeah. Just catching that, Linda. You're probably right. Be a shame because she's a very talented. Do you remember Aaliyah? Look what happened to Aaliyah, who was married at 13, 14. Well, she was with R. Kelly. Now he was another one. And we thought that was going to, you know, open up the music. We were going to find out everything. No, there's so much more. But she was unalived in a helicopter crash. I don't know how many of you know about this. She was, 13, 14 when she came in the music industry. I used to love her music as well. In the early 90s, I was really into the R&B scene. And she did some really good music. But he was her producer and he featured on most of her records. I'm talking about when she first came onto the scene. She did a bit more mainstream stuff in the sort of mid to late 90s. But when she first came in, she was same age as me. She was about 13, 14. And she got unalived. She came forward about R. Kelly. I think it was the early 2000s. She had a helicopter crash. Now, again, did she die or did she just... is she in witness protection? Who knows? So look, this is messed up. So it was Thailand TV. Sorry, not. This is all about humiliation. I think this was about 7 or 8 years ago, if I remember that when that film came out, his son's first film.
Jaden jumped up and ran.
It's not
from his
normal.
overly
He
affectionate
jumped
dad.
up and ran away.
Jaden.
Look. It's not normal, is it? It's not normal behaviour. Who does that? So that is just giving you an example of what goes on and some of this sick stuff that happens. Right, okay. Let me know. Yeah, Aaliyah died in a plane crash. Yeah. Was it a plane crash? I thought it was a helicopter crash. But either way, she died. That Ellen is just violent. Hi, Herman. Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's great to see you all tonight. So I will be covering that. If you guys want me to, I can, like I say, let me know. Give me a yes or a no. Do you want me to do like a roundup at the end of the week of what's gone on in court? Because like I say, I wanted to touch on it, but there's so much to talk about in there. Now, also, I know some of you, I know this isn't the channel for it. Yes, says Cindy. I just wanted to say hello. Hi, Dave. How you doing? Yes. Yeah. Right. Okay. We'll do that then. I'll get the key takeaways from the week and we'll go through them all in a separate show. Fab. Thank you so much. Okay, I'll do that. So I know we've had a couple of requests of people wanting me to talk about I don't normally do politics on this channel, but people want me to talk about the Keir Starmer speech yesterday, this immigration speech. Now, the speech is like 30 something minutes long, and I really don't want to go into too much. I don't want to let you guys, you don't want to listen to that, do you? Because I couldn't listen to him for more than 10 seconds without wanting to unalive myself. Right, Space Cat, hello, Don, you say yes as well. Right, okay. That tissue episode. Oh, what tissue episode? Hi, Blue Silver. Thank you, Space Cat, but it's only good telling me now. I'm going to leave it on till the end. No, I'm not going to make you listen to him, but he is now being compared to Enoch Powell, which I find ludicrous. But I will say this, and I want to try and keep politics off this channel, as you know. I don't mind bringing a bit of normie type news in, but I don't want to be talking about politics. But I just want to say this, and I will probably make a video on my other channel, my Penny for Your Thoughts, guys. If you're not subscribed, I really want to grow that channel. I need to grow that channel. I just don't have as much time as I'd like, but please subscribe to it. Space Cat, could you drop that link in, please, just in case anyone here isn't subbed? I'm in bed, so might go. Okay, I'll try and remember, guys. I'm running a poll till the end of the stream. Will P Diddy make it to the end of the trial? Will he unalive himself? Keep voting, and if I forget at the end, will somebody, because Space Cat might be asleep, remind me to give you the results. So regarding this Kia cars, two-tier Kia, whatever you want to call him, I will say this, right? I've never known, I thought Tony Blair was bad. I've never known anybody try and appease every single corner of society. He did this during the election campaign. Why on earth anyone voted for him, I don't know. I know the Tories were bad. I get that. But come on. Just saying, right? He's been absolutely trounced in the local elections, and I mean, it's the worst. It's the worst ever. Remember, it's only fair enough. Local elections, mid-term, your government will usually do quite badly because people are fed up with. They usually get fed up sort of halfway through, like two or so years. Sometimes it'll be 4 years and they'll go again. They can be in for 8 years, remember, a prime minister. Local elections are often used as a protest, but 8 months into a premiership, 8 months in, was it 9 months in, to lose like that it was the worst local election defeat for an incumbent government in history of when they invented local councils and local elections. About 80 years ago, I think. This is how madness this is. Worst ever, yeah. Hi, Freeside. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, worst ever. Okay. I'll give you a spanner, bud. I was subbed to you before and I wasn't then. So I've just resubbed. So, he's now literally almost quoting Enoch Powell. And people are comparing him to Enoch Powell. Come on, folks. You know, he is literally... He knows that reform are trouncing him, and people may not realise this, but what reform are doing is actually more powerful in British politics than what any of the other parties are doing, because they are bringing politicians back to where they should be, over towards the right. People don't realise, if reform wouldn't have done that in the local elections, Keir Starmer would not be talking about immigration. This is why it's so important what they're doing. Oh, thank you, Cindy, darling. So I'm not going to go in anymore because I know people have been going, oh, you're going to talk about that. I'll probably do a video, but I thought I'd bring it up because we are doing a news show. Do I believe Keir Starmer? No. I am running a poll on my other channel. Please vote if you believe him or not. I'm Penny for Your Thoughts. Thank you so much, Rose. I'm so glad you're back. They really are being shadow banned. I'm so glad you're back. I was going to email you. I kept forgetting. I'm like, I forget things, but I hope you're okay, my lovely. We've missed you. We really have. You know, we like all our regulars. But I do know that I am shadow banned, but you know, it is what it is, isn't it? Nothing you can do about it. So I'll go more into it on my other channel, but I do think that he's just trying to appease. He thinks that all the reform voters and all the ex-Labour voters that have gone to reform were going to fall for this. I have never known anybody in my life be so stupid. Now, I do want to touch upon the fire at his house yesterday. Anyone in Virginia? I've had a quick look and I can't see anything, but I'll double check in a moment. But did you guys see about the fire in his house? Now, this is really bizarre. I was actually out yesterday, and I picked up my phone, and this news flash came up, this breaking news. And I would have done a video on it if I wasn't out. And it said that Keir Starmer's house had 3 fires yesterday. Right? And then the police came out and said that they wouldn't confirm at 2 of his houses. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm fully expecting the far right to come. Well, they're going to blame it on that, aren't they? Like everything else. I don't know. But apparently there's been an arrest today, this afternoon, on suspected arson on properties linked to Keir Starmer. Now, this guy as well, I find it so bizarre how elusive this wife thing is. Now, I've said from day one, before this Lord Ali, before he even got to be a Prime Minister, she's a beard. I'm not even convinced it is a she, and I'm not being horrible either. I do not believe that that person bore children. I don't think that he's had children, because I find it really bizarre how a Prime Minister in this country isn't showing off his family. I've never, in my memory, known anything like this. If you remember when Rishi Sunak got in, now again, he got in without being voted in. What did he do? He walked in with his two girls. He's got a beautiful family, whether you like the guy or not. He had 2 beautiful girls. He was doing trips to the cinema, and the press were there, and they were watching, I think they watched the Barbie movie. When Liz Truss got in, she was only in for 6 weeks, but again, see, they interviewed her girls, and because they were a bit older, and they were like, we can't wait to move in, and it was just all normal. When Tony Blair got in, the same thing. David Cameron got in. I know he had a disabled son. I think he passed away in the end. It was really sad. You see the family, don't you? The same with the president. You see the family. But with Keir Starmer, it's all weirdly, like, hidden. Do you know what I mean? I just find it really bizarre. And then you've got all the Lord Ali stuff, the alleged kiss with Lord Ali, the stuff that he was buying him and all that. And have people forgotten about this? And then you've got these fires. Now, for all we know, these fires have been him and his missus rowing. Yeah? And you just don't know, do you? You just don't know. So we're going to find out the latest. There's a little video here saying it's the BBC. So if they start talking, I'll have to stop it. It's just showing the fire. That's fine. There's no audio, is there? Is there any audio? Is this a car? Can I make this bigger? Hold on. Right. It's the BBC. They do copyright, but there's nothing to copyright, is it? 'Cause it's just a CCTV. So it looks like there's a car on fire here. Interesting. Hi, Fairy. Hi, Devon. Honestly, I've never known a Prime Minister lie like that. Yeah, it's gone very quiet, hasn't it? Terranel's band again. Nick's here. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. So, F you, BBC. That's not even your video, so you can't copyright. So that one was a car fire near a property linked to him. Thing is, how many bloody houses has this bloke got? Is the hedgehogs here? I think the hedgehogs are here, so Al's coming in now. So the latest on this is the police have arrested a man over a suspected arson attack. Why has it just done that? On 2 properties and a car linked to old 2-tier. Why does it keep doing that? For God's sake. Why does it keep moving like that? Emergency services respond to a fire. Really? Really? Why does it keep jumping to the video? I don't understand. So on Sunday, crews were called to a small fire at the front door of a house converted into flats in nearby Islington, a property. Oh my God! Keir Starmer is apparently owned. So he owns a block of flats. Oh no, he lived there. He doesn't own it. I don't know why it's doing that. It's pissing me off. He lived there in the 1990s. What's that got to do with the price of fish? Police are also looking at a car fire which took place on Thursday last week on the same street as the Kentish Town property. It is understood that the car used to belong to Sakia. What the hell is going on? This is pissing me off. Hang on, let me find a different page. Fucking jokers, man. Hang on a minute. I didn't know this. I thought it was at his house. Hang on. So he lived there in the 90s. Why would somebody set... come on, there's more to this. Why would someone set fire to a house that he lived in the 1990s? That's bull. Right, I found a different website now. Man arrested over arson attack. So the Met counter, because yesterday they said they wouldn't say whether it was connected to arson, but then they said that the counter-terrorism investigating. So that kind of gives you your answer. So police have confirmed the Met counter-terrorism command is leading the investigations because of the connections to a high-profile figure. So this is from today. Let's see if we can watch this video without getting told off.
What do you trust?
Oh, come on.
Trust uniforms? Trust popularity?
Or other car manufacturers are
Trust
available.
models?
Just going to mute that while the ad runs. How are we all doing, everybody? Oh shit, it's Tongue Out Tuesday. Oh my god, I'm late again. See? Right, we're about to get it now. Hold on. I think. Come on.
This is quite a significant
You know,
update that we've got from the Metropolitan
painful, that,
Police.
wasn't
A
it?
21-year-old man was arrested in the early hours of this morning on suspicion of suspected arson, and that is in relation to 3 different fires that have taken place, all different areas and properties that are connected with Sakir Starmer. Now, the 21-year-old man in question, he does remain in custody. Now, what we know is police were called to the suspected arson attack on this property behind me here in Kentish Town. It was this
raining there,
property
but no rain
of
here.
Sakir Starmer was living there with his family before he took over in Downing Street. So it's this fire at the property behind me here. It's very much a police presence continues to be operating. That fire happened in the early hours of yesterday morning, but then there was then an additional fire on Sunday morning as well, and that was a property in Islington. Just
For all we know, and again, I'm just speculating, I'm not saying, could it be one of his exes? Hi, Joe. Let me just check it's you. Yeah, do you know what? My bad. I should have done a Tongue Out Tuesday. When I've done this, I will do a very late Tongue Out Tuesday, okay? So there's still loads to go through. There's still people. Now, guys, there's still about 4 Tongue Out Tuesdays to go. But if you do have any more of your Tongue Out Tuesdays, send it here. Ex-boyfriend, that's what I'm thinking, AI. Again, I'm just literally randomly coming out with this now. And I'm not saying this is on any... This is just pure speculation. But could it be an ex-lover? They're not going to come out and say that, are they? Hi, Jan. Sorry, we're good and Brian's a lot better. Thanks for asking the other day. Are you all right, darling? I was going to message you and see how you are. Hi, that hurt. We've had no rain for ages. So, yeah, AI said it as well. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying, look, this is based on nothing. This is just based on my brain. This is me talking out loud. You know what I'm like. But you don't know, do you? Who is this 21-year-old? Who is he? Is he an illegitimate son? Is he a twink? Guys, I'm not going to explain what that is, but you have to Google it if you don't know. Hi, Blackjack. Hi, DJ Rockford. Hi, Candice. Hello, everybody. We've missed you loads, Rose. We're always asking about you. I hope Lucy's okay as well. Lucy's been going for a really rough time. She lost her cousin, and they were very close. So, Lucy, if you're watching... We are all missing you. Hi, Jenna. Yeah, exactly, Jenna. He's made so many enemies. Who knows? It could be. That's what I'm saying. Hi, Mr. Steve. The proper hackers will be bad enough. I just find this really... I've not heard from Lucy. Yeah, I will as well, Jan. It's bizarre, isn't it? It's really bizarre. So anyway, let's listen to the rest of this. There's not much left now.
It's a couple of miles from where I'm from. And then
Who's
on
that?
Thursday...
Is that just a random in the street, or is that like the person? Your thing is, right, okay. Let's just say this is a random attack, right? Oh, thank you, Joe. Thank you so much, my lovely. That's so kind of you. Hi, little Miss Sunshine. You got gifted a membership the other day by the lovely Jan. Thank you so much, Joe. Appreciate that, darling. Thank you. Yeah, I just want to say, right? Ah, thank you, darling. Treat for Mr. Gizzard. Pitcairn Island. I haven't, no. But I will be giving you an update on a stream that I've got coming up. It just reminded me. I'll do it at the end of the show. Guys, you're going to have to... someone just say to me soon, remember to do the end of the show. Because the end of the show is the poll and the update. Anyway, all I was going to say was, right, is how have they got somebody, right? Let's just say this is not connected to him being an illegitimate son or an ex-lover or anything like that, okay? Again, speculation before the police come round. Thinking out loud, okay? Is that still allowed in this country? I don't know anymore. Yeah, so don't tell me now, AI. Where was I now? How do they know who it is? If this is a nobody, if this is like somebody who's dressed in, in a mask, you would, if you were going to do that, surely you just didn't like the guy. You would dress in black and you'll put a mask on. Right? How do they know who they're looking for? He must be known to Tiaki. Think about it. He must be known to him. I know, too literal, AI, too literal. Too autistic today. Think about it. If it could be anybody, exactly that her. There's like 50 million people that cannot stand the guy, but they've got somebody already. Kathy says they haven't said. I'm waiting for the far right, but honestly, right? Al, did you pop down to London recently? Watch this space. This won't come out. Extra special today. This won't come out because of who he is, but he must know who it is. Because why is he being arrested already? You just wouldn't know. So he's someone that he knows. Something, this is dodgy. Yeah, I think so, Joe. I'm just reading the comments here. He knows who he is. Is he an ex-lover? A scorned lover? Is he an illegitimate child? Something's off. Something's off. My spidey senses. They have said if it was actually far right. They'd have said, do you know what? My spidey senses are going here, DJ Rockford, and I don't think it's random. I think there's someone that he knows. A 21-year-old man. Can you really see a 21-year-old man just going around and firebombing someone's houses? And do you know what else? The fact that it's places where he used to live. To me, that is somebody who he's took there when he were younger. Just saying. Oh, where's it gone? Yeah. Is he the ghost of Keith Flint? He was a fire starter. Sorry to all Prodigy fans. Oh, he's a legend. If this story is even real, I'm sick of the media BS. But Joe's with me. Joe's with me. Yeah, exactly, Furry. This is what I'm thinking. 21-year-old man. Something doesn't feel right about this. But, you know, we'll see. They covered up Schofield. Yeah, they did. Remember they tried to get the lawyers on me to shut me up. Do you remember that? That didn't end well, did it? Nothing happened.
In just a couple of miles from where I'm from. And then
Who's
on
that?
Thursday last week, there was
This is annoying me. Who's that? Is that just a random person they've blurred out, or what?
a suspected car.
Is that someone stood there, or is that? This is annoying me. Just go back.
LinkedIn, just a couple of miles from where
Is that like?
I'm from. And then on Thursday last week, there was
Is it a bin? I think it's a bin.
a suspected car
It's a bin.
fire on this very
Right.
road. So there is 3 different fires that have taken place in a very short space.
Right. How would your average Joe that hates him, i.e. all of us, know where he used to live years ago? Think about it. How would he know unless he's took somebody there? This is going to be buried. Why are we buffering? Are we buffering? Let me know if we're buffering. Right. Hang on a minute. Someone's messaging me. Hold on. Hang on a minute. One sec. This is quite an important one, so I just need to... Sorry, that was an important WhatsApp. Right, I'm back. Yeah, sorry, let's carry on. But how would he know all these places unless he knew him? Because me or you, a random 21-year-old, let's just say a 21-year-old man who hates him, there's a lot of them, wouldn't know all these places. Someone has been there and knows where this guy used to live. Was this places where he used to take him? Yeah, if he's 21 now, Joe, then how old was he? Because he doesn't live there anymore. Apparently, he hadn't lived there for years.
In a very short area, all connected to the Prime Minister, and that is why counter-terrorism police have been
One of them, he lived there in the 90s, apparently. Interesting.
over the operations.
Dude weren't even
Now, we
alive in the
understand-
90s. So how many others is, you know, that's somewhere he lived in the 90s, and then the other one is places where he lived recently.
And that a man has been arrested in connection with all of those 3.
The question is, who lives there now? Is it still owned by him? This man has been arrested for all 3, guys. All 3. If this was a random attack, how have they found him? If you're in a balaclava and you've got like a black on and you've got black on and everything else, and you're sneaking around petrol bombing his house, let's just say, I don't know whether that's what happened. If that were the case, how would they find this person? He is known. Jeremy Corbyn. Nah, there's no info. This guy's known. Because how would he have known that he used to live there? Why would you bomb someone's house that used to live there unless something happened in that house? And how would anybody know where Keir Starmer used to live unless you'd been there? Spidey senses, bunny senses.
3 suspected arson attacks. So there's some very quick work by the police in apprehending him. He remains in police custody on suspected arson, for those suspected arson attacks.
Spidey
Whatever the
senses.
job demands.
Oh, bloody hell. It's bloody ads, man. They're getting worse. Right. Okay. Yeah, so let's just see if there's anything here. So 21-year-old man remains in custody. There's got to be people talking about this online. Now, I haven't read this anywhere. Yes, he is Blackjack, in my opinion. He's been caught kissing Lord Ali, who is this really, really, really rich. He got given a lordship, didn't he? A lordship. Right, if you're watching, the person who's just left me a voice note, I'll listen to it after. All right, I'm not ignoring you. I'm live. I don't know whether you're watching though. You might be, you might not be. So both properties are linked. Let me just see. So, right, one just after the other. Hang on. Called to fires at the doors of 2 homes in North London within 24 hours of each other. Apparent evidence of a fire on the street. Detectives are investigating whether the fires were connected, and a car as well. Do you not find that a bit bizarre? Hi Stephen, hi Julius. A car? What's that got to do with the price of fish? Honestly, DJ Rockford, he was caught because I think it was Dan Wootton exposed him, didn't he? There was a kiss with Lord Ali. I'm just reading this. Right. Neighbours described in a low band, but he doesn't live there anymore, and police were looking for a projectile. He doesn't live there anymore. So why would you firebomb a house where no one lives there unless the house brings back memories and it makes you angry? Yeah, let's not forget old Jimmy Savile. And who let him get away with it? Converted into flats. As a precaution and due to property having previous connections with a high-profile public figure, counter-terrorism inquiries are ongoing. All 3 fires are being treated as suspicious. We're going to have to go a bit deeper, aren't we? I'll have to go into Reddit and have a look and see what people are saying. They were kissing each other. There's a photo been put out. So old Kemi Badenoch's come out and said, this is an attack on our democracy. No, they're going to try and blame it on far right. I'm telling you now, they are. But I don't believe this. I think there's something more going on. Just my thoughts. I just don't think this has got anything to do with him being a politician. The thing is, right, if you were, let's just say you hated Keir Starmer, right, and there's a lot of people that hate him, where would you think about attacking? You wouldn't think about attacking a house that he used to live in, because you wouldn't even know about it. Who knows where he used to live? Only people that had been there, that had memories there. No, it's a 21-year-old, apparently. Right. We're going to get into some more bizarre news now. The only thing I've got, let me just do a really quick check. We did have Gene Hackman's full autopsy reports come out, but the only thing that I can see that's new is just that confirmation that he had heart problems, and they're still running with this Hunter virus. But there is some more body cam footage come out on the Gene Hackman case, but I'm going to upload that separately because I'm just doing, I agree, Penny, if it was far right, the death straight away. Exactly. And also, if you're going to do anything, you'd go at Downing Street. Now I know it's difficult because you've got armed police, but you'd be protesting, or you'd be doing something near there, wouldn't you? Or his Chequers house. To go to somewhere where he doesn't live anymore. No, he wouldn't. But it was there, and it was other places. But what if this 21-year-old's just the tip of the iceberg? We don't know what else has gone on. We just don't know. It could be his brother, or it could be that he was taken to the other house, because the other house was more recently. And, you know, he's been told that that was another house where others went. I don't know. I'm literally just thinking out loud. This doesn't make sense. Something's not right. And I think a lot of you are agreeing with that as well. Right. 30-degree. It weren't far off that. Well, it weren't 30, but it was warm here today. Yes, I agree, Furry. And another thing, like I said, how have they got him so quickly? If this was a random, how have they got him? No, and I was talking about that before you came in, Joe. How prime ministers usually, when you get in, you want to show your family off. You want, you don't just hide them away. It's really weird. This bloke's weird, man. But let's not forget, even Tony Blair is calling him a fanatic, saying that he's too far, this net zero nonsense. What? I don't know. I didn't think he had any sons. I thought he said he had 2 girls. I just don't think he's got any kids. I think it's all made up. Anyway, I'm just having a quick look and see if there's any update. Right, hang on. What's this? Oh, I need another wee now. I just wish to God there weren't all these stupid ads on everything. Hold on. Right, the latest on Virginia Giuffre, I did say I'd update you if I heard anything, and there was an update yesterday. Unfortunately, it's in the Daily Mail, so it's full of ads. 60 people watching. Please hit the like or the dislike. I do want to keep this stream under an hour and a half because it's so late. So apparently, this is what they were saying yesterday. Virginia Giuffre was extremely distressed, listen to this, about losing her multi-million-pound Prince Andrew payout. They're trying to give a reason now for why she did it, which I don't think she did. It's Jan off. Good night, darling. This is why I don't like doing the late ones, because a lot of you don't like it. Because you go to bed early. But unfortunately, until I can work something better out, it's going to be like later ones. Guys, I know you guys like me to go at 8. Let me see if I can work something out at going at 8. I always take George at about 8, 8:15, you see. So the saying here, right, she was extremely distressed in the lead up to her death and feared she feared she would, and feared she would lose millions in a court battle with another victim. This is what they're saying now. Miss Giuffre was being sued by artist Rena O. What? Miss Giuffre? Did anybody else know about this? Hi, Nanny. How you doing, darling? Right. Warning pet owners, not all pets should sleep on your bed. Oh, goldfish. Right, okay, I need a wee. I'm drinking, I've drunk some tea and now I'm drinking Coca-Cola and it's just making me need a wee. Too much caffeine. So apparently an artist called Rena O, I've never heard of Rena O, for falsely describing her as a girlfriend of Eggstein and one of the convicted sex offenders recruiters. I've never heard about this. Have you? Yeah, please, starving.
Put it in now, yeah?
Well, it's fresh and it won't take long, will it?
No.
So don't put it in yet. Have you had yours?
I'm about to have it now.
You have yours. I need a wee. I'm going to have to just pause it a minute. Guys, I need to just run to the loo. I'll be back in 2 minutes, all right? Can't hold it. I need a wee. I'm back. Sorry. I had a right game getting back to sit down again because I've got wires everywhere. Right, okay. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Just do an audio check. Right, okay. So, yeah, I didn't know about this. And it says here that she was... We're going to have to look into this, folks. This is getting more and more intriguing. So this what was her name? Rena O was suing her for 7.5 million. What the... Because apparently Giuffre accused this Rena O person of being Eggstein's girlfriend and another procurer. So she had accused this Rena O of being another jizz lame, or the lame of the jizz. What the feck is going on here? Just let me know quickly. Hi, Grandma and Bertie. Oh, hiya. Is that you, Herman? Thank you, Cindy. Does anybody else know who Rena O is? Just going to quickly just Google her name. Hold on. So, she believed to reached a fortune. We know about that. Right, so it was reported that he paid her around 12 million, a figure which has since been disputed, so no one knows. Sources close to Miss Giuffre have reportedly said, I bet it's her brothers again. Remember that weird picture? Those two weird photos of her with her brothers nestling into his neck. Do you remember that? There's something weird with that. Sources close said that she feared losing her wealth. They're trying to besmirch her name by saying that she bumped herself off because she thought she was losing money. This is bad, man. They also said the mother of three had become depressed over the collapse of her marriage and losing her teenage children to her husband. This is off. Something's really bad. What are people saying in chat? Hi everyone, by the way. Hope you're all good. Sorry I had to nip to the loo and then I couldn't get back on the bed. I did in the end. Let me just Google this Rena O person. Hold on. Hold on. Rena O. Oh, she's got an Instagram as well, you know. Oh, wow. This is interesting. Hang on a minute. Why was this kept so secret then? Oh my God. You okay, my George? Right, hang on a sec. You okay, Georgie? You okay? Right, so she said she felt like everything she had fought so hard for was going all gone. Oh, so this is her. So she's blaming this. Anyone else think that is possibly a male? Jaw, hairline, very high forehead, suspicious trachea, man hands, just a suspicion. So apparently Giuffre called her a procurer. So she looks different again there compared to the other day on those photos. So she added the distress that she felt compounded with the years of abuse suffered, as well as claims about the disgraced fancier. Tweets made under Miss Giuffre's name, accusations of physical assault against Ms. O, who maintains that she was also a victim of egg stain. What's going on, guys? This is weird. Could be male. Adam's apple, yeah. Just reading the chat now. So basically, Virginia Roberts or Virginia Giuffre is saying that she was another Ghislaine, but I don't know how old she is. Doesn't look that old to me. So Miss O or Ms. O, you see that I personally think that could possibly be, like I've just said. She looks quite Thailandy as well. This is the normal community. This is kind of normal, yeah, Jimmy. Sort of. I used to do panels years ago, Jimmy. I don't really do them anymore. I can't be bothered. They get exhausting. You just start doing normie stuff. Do you know what I mean? So don't forget, she met her husband in a Thailand massage course in Thailand. Yeah. So isn't there a chance that this could be another a Thai lady boy? Just saying. I don't know. So apparently, she strongly denied that the lawyers stated in a court, considering the high-profile nature of Eggstein and Ghislaine and Prince Andy, Giuffre knew that accusing O, a fellow victim of such horrible things, would maximise the spread and harm of damage to O. Why would you call yourself that? It's so weird. Right. So the filing added, and I found the filing as well, we're going to get it up in a minute, has maliciously reiterated and republished these defamations and slanders in prior and subsequent tweets. I'm sorry, but they are literally looking for anything to excuse why Virginia did this. Well, I don't believe she did do it. Another thing what I've heard, I don't know when this is coming out, but it comes amid reports that footage taken by Eggstein could show Giuffre and the prince being released. Boom. This is why she's been bumped off, folks. So Pat Bondi, see, people are having a go at the US Attorney General of Trump, saying that why haven't you put the Eggstein files out? It's not that simple. There is this tens of thousands of videos of the Eggstein. So they're reviewing them all. It's not something they can just release. It's like the JFK files. Someone had to manually go through and scan all that in. You know? Ugh. That's the dad. We've watched this, I think, where the dad says someone got to her. So meanwhile, legal papers filed by Miss Giuffre prior to her, I don't know how they can say that without the alleged before it, outline her belief that US authorities hold footage. Wow. She filed these papers before she suicided herself, guys. Here we go. This is why she's dead. Outline her belief that US authorities hold footage of her having that sex with Eggstein Associates. So she filed legal papers in March. She wants to see she wanted the videos released. It's all coming out, guys. I knew it. I knew there was something going on. I knew it. So all these videos were about to come out, and now Donald Trump's in the White House. He said he wants them released, and then lo and behold, apparently these videos were her having actual, you know, I don't know how to say it, being friendly on YouTube, but sex with Eggstein associates. Who are these associates? This is why she's been bumped off. All this was about to come out. Look, it says here that Eggstein had hidden cameras all around his homes. Federal investigators seized a number of them following his death, and the material contained on them is understood to form part of the Eggstein files. Donald Trump vowed to make these public, stating earlier this month the release of the bulk of the files is being worked on. Andrew will be sweating over their release. If there's anything in there that involves him, it will pile more misery and humiliation. I've said all along that he's going to end up being bumped off soon. Wow. So I think we know that why this girl is dead or in witness protection. Eventually, Giuffre got free of who's Eppinger. Hang on a minute. She spent time as a runaway, was shuffled through foster homes, and lived on the streets at just 14. She was first attacked by Miami sex offender Ron Eppinger, whoever that is. She got free of him and reunited with her father, Sky, according to the Miami Herald. At 16, her father... So she was... Before she even met Ghislaine, she was on the streets. Where's her dad in all this? Where's her mother? So she was on the streets at 14 and she was sex trafficked by him, this person here. So her father was working in maintenance at the Mar-a-Lago resort. That's Trump's private club owned by Donald Trump, and got her a job as a locker room attendant after she reunited with her dad. Take care, Joe, lovely. It was there, she said, she met Ghislaine at Trump's, what you call it, you know, club. This is getting more weird. So anyway, this thing just gets more bizarre, doesn't it? It gets more bizarre. I think I need to go on a deeper rabbit hole stint on that one, you know. So before we go, I've got a few other weird things going on. How long have we been on now? I've got 15 minutes to go. I think there's something going on with her dad. Really weird. We got just a few more weird stories to go. I don't know if you guys ever heard about this story, and I don't know why I haven't covered it, because I should have. Have you guys heard about the woman? I think she was in Australia. Yeah, the Robin's been back. She's been back all day. Amy. Yeah, she's been back. She's there all the time. I know, Rose. Can you imagine? Hi, Bev, love. Just going to get some of these comments up. I'm going to end that poll in a minute as well. What an awful job. Right, let me just end this poll. Just bear with me a sec, and then I'll go through this story here. Right, if you haven't voted, guys, please vote now. We've got 53 votes. So, a couple more minutes. Have you guys heard about... Hi, Richard. Very random that she encountered a bus in such a remote area and gets run down. Maybe that's attempt one. That's what we're thinking, but she was fairy. But it was apparently a school bus, and there were school kids on there, and it was just a tiny little brush. It's just the most bizarre story ever. It's so bizarre that it's almost laughable to be real, if you know what I mean. Because apparently the mothers came out and said that the mothers of the kids on the school bus said it was nothing, and that she made it up. Okay, my George. Right, I'm going to end this poll now. Last chance. What's the matter? Do you need the toilet? What? George is tapping me. What's wrong, my lovely? Okay. Right, last chance. 53 votes. Are you ready? I'm going to end it now. And go. Right, we've ended the poll. Thank you for the 53 people that voted. Appreciate that. Will P. Diddy unalive himself? I spelt it wrong because that's because I was rushing. No. 67% of you don't believe that he will. And 32 do. How? That doesn't even make... That makes 99. That doesn't make any sense. Wow. So... most of you don't think he's going to unalive himself. I'm surprised at that. So, okay, let's get back to this story. So, I don't know how many of you have actually heard about this. Okay, let me know if you have, or if you haven't, let me know. This lady, I think it was in Australia, but we're going to find out now. She served, right, I'm going to make it on big actually. She's in court. This happened a year ago, I think, or maybe a bit longer. She's in court accused of killing 3 people. Yeah, where's the 1% gone? She killed 3 people with mushrooms, right? I find this story so weird. It's sad. I'm not laughing at the people, but this is like another one of these like Agatha Christie type things that make no sense, you know? Right. So this woman here, she looks pretty like a misery type person, doesn't she, Catherine Bates? It is illustrates Melbourne. Now, this is the start of her trial, okay? But there wasn't even a don't know button, so how's the 1%? That doesn't make any sense. There's only a yes and a no, so surely it has to come to 100%. I don't understand how there can be 99%. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, Beef Wellington. So an Australian woman is accused of murdering her estranged husband's parents, yeah, and an aunt. You're welcome, Herman. By serving them a beef Wellington. What's the matter, George? Do you need? What's wrong? What's the matter? What's wrong? He's coming and tapping me. Why is it? What's the matter? I'm here. Comes and puts his paw on my arm and starts pulling my arm. Don't know what he wants. Do you need another wee wee? You just had a wee wee, haven't you, outside? When we took you for a walk. So apparently she served them beef Wellington laced with poisonous mushrooms. So the mother of two, 50s, charged, it was 2003, that's 23, sorry, with the murder of her former parents-in-law, Don and Gail Patterson, both 70, and Gail Patterson's sister, Heather, along with the attempted murder of Reverend Ian Wilk. Can you hear George scratching the... What's the matter? Hang on a minute, folks. I just need to get out. I think it's because he wants my attention. I don't know. Sorry about that, Al's here now. I can't work out if he needs a wee or if he just wants my attention, but he's tapping and scratching. And so she denies all the charges. I remember when this came out, the trial at the Supreme Court finally began at the end of April. Wow, it's still going on. Has so far heard from Patterson's estranged husband, the sole survivor of the alleged poisoning. Their testimony in court has offered new details about what actually happened. But what do we know? Okay, so this is what we know so far. Patterson invited the 4 alleged victims for lunch at her home in Leongatha, a small town in Melbourne, 29th of July 2023, along with her estranged husband. So she wasn't with her husband anymore, but she invited him, his mum and dad, and what's the matter? Where's Daddy gone? I don't know. It's attacking the laptop. Georgie, what's the matter, darling? I don't know what's wrong with him. He's scratching the laptop and he tries to pull the microphone out. What's the matter? I'm here. All right. I'm here. All right. He's such a baby. He's going to be one soon. Oh, this is so sad. Shouldn't laugh because it's sad. Just seems he keeps on scratching the laptop.
He wants your attention. It's not.
How do you know he doesn't need a wee?
Because I've already.
Mr. Patterson told the court that although he and Erin Patterson had separated amicably in 2015, so they'd been separated a long time. Can you put my pizza in, please? Their relationship had deteriorated by late 2022, so they'd separated, but they'd remained friends. He said he had listed them as financially separated on a tax return, which triggered a series of child support payments that meant he would no longer pay their 2 children's private school fees, he told the court. Speaking to the court through tears, he said, "I was sure she was upset. The sour relationship meant they'd repeatedly declined invitations to his estranged wife's home for lunch. including the one in question. He told the court he did not feel comfortable attending. Text messages between her and her husband read out in court revealed that she found his decision not to come really disappointed, as she had spent time and money preparing the special meal. What's the matter, my love? I think you can see something outside. What's wrong? What's the matter? I'm going to have to start filming him doing this. He taps me on the hand and starts pulling my hand. What's the matter? You see something? You see something in the hedgehogs there? Can you see the spiky hamsters? So there's the husband. Oh no, detectives searched the property. I find this such a weird story. He said that most of their interactions at social gatherings such as Christmas were at Don and Gail's house, which is his parents. There was no reason given for the lunch. I remember talking to Heather wondering why the sudden invitation. But he said the pair were very happy to be invited. It was later that the couple found that Don and Gail were invited too. Patterson's daughter, according to the ABC, told the court that her mom organised a trip to the cinema for her and her brother in advance of the lunch. So she sent her kids off to the cinema so they wouldn't be there. The 4 guests arrived at Patterson's home. Reverend Wilkinson, who's the dad, then at 68, recalls his wife being keen to see Patterson's pantry because she was organising a similar space at their home. According to ABC, she noticed that Patterson was very reluctant about them going to see it. Told the court that Heather and Gail offered to help plate up the food, but that Patterson rejected the offer and prepared the plates alone. Each plate had a serving of mashed potatoes, green beans, and an individually cased beef Wellington. Prosecutors said that Patterson knowingly laced the beef pastry dish with deadly death cap mushroom. Can you hear him? Known as, I can't say that. So she didn't actually put poison. She put poisonous mushrooms in. What's the matter? Can you hear him? He's going nuts. You'll have to go in a sec. Hi, April. George, what's the matter, darling? What's wrong? Can you see something out the window? He's going nuts, guys. The death cap is one of the most toxic mushrooms on the planet and is involved in the majority of fatal mushroom poisonings worldwide. So she must have known what she was doing. Do you know what I mean? And she laced it in the pastry. What can you see? What is it? What are we looking at? Is there something outside? You can see something. George is a proper guard dog. He watches the windows all the time. He's always on guard, and if he sees something move, he comes and tells us. He's a very good guard dog. I love mushrooms as well. Oh, the hedgehogs are right there. I can hear them. I can hear them doing the huffing and puffing noises. That's what's wrong with him. He can hear the hedgehogs. So, I don't know where these grow, these mushrooms, but there's no way you could accidentally lace these mushrooms in pastry. Do you know what I mean? So these species contain 3 main groups of toxins: amatoxins, phallotoxins, and virotoxins. From these, amatoxins are primarily responsible for the toxic effect in humans. It's just the hedgehogs, you're okay. The alpha amatoxin have been found to cause protein deficit and ultimately cell death, although other mechanisms are thought to be involved. The liver is the main organ that fails due to the poison. The effects usually begin after a short latent episode, and he's seen the hedgehogs, I think. I don't know, he's going nuts. Oh, somebody just walked past. So they were given large grey dinner plates. How did he survive, though? For all we know, he could have done this and blamed it onto her. You know, you don't know, do you? So Patterson fabricated after the meal, she fabricated a cancer diagnosis suggesting the lunch was put together so that she could ask them the best way to tell her children about the illness. So that's what she said. That's what he's saying she said. The prosecution say she did this to justify the children's absence. The defence does not dispute that Patterson lied about having cancer, so she doesn't have cancer, so they're not arguing. Patterson's children ate leftovers after guests. Oh my God, the children ate the leftovers after they went to hospital. By midnight on the day of the lunch, all 4 alleged victims had fallen ill and were experiencing severe vomiting and diarrhea. Patterson, who's the defendant, says she also became ill after eating the meal. So why would you eat it if you were... She's either lying or not, I don't know. Her daughter told the court she remembers the mum telling her she had diarrhea that night. So she's saying that it was an accident. The 4 guests were taken to hospital the following day with all of their liver tests showing abnormal results, the court was told. She claims she and her children ate the leftovers from the beef Wellington on the same day. Her daughter told the court she remembered this and that her mum didn't eat much because she still was feeling unwell. The mum said she scraped the mushrooms off the plate in advance because she knew the children didn't like them. She went to hospital 2 days later where she initially discharged herself. So she did have poisoning as well. This was her outside her home when it had just happened. I remember this happening. She had mild symptoms, but further tests revealed no evidence of toxin, so she didn't eat any of it at all. She just faked it. A nurse at the hospital where she was treated told the court she didn't look unwell like Ian and Heather. So they died on Friday, the 4th of August. While Don died a day later. So her sister, her mother-in-law and her sister and father-in-law died. The husband spent 7 weeks in hospital but survived. Oh, this is really sad. Days after the death, police opened a homicide investigation and confirmed that she was the suspect. Prosecutor says the defendant denied ever owning a food dehydrator, right? But police traced one owned by her to a nearby dump that was later found to contain... Oh, come on. I think they've got a bang to rights, folks. So she denied ever owning a food dehydrator to dehydrate the mushrooms, but then the police found one that had been owned by her, dumped, and it had the death cap mushrooms that it had been in it. So let me just see what she said. She said that it was a terrible accident. She wasn't in court, but she submitted a voluntary statement in 2023. So she said she's extremely stressed and overwhelmed by the deaths of my loved ones. There's no reason to hurt these people. So it's continuing until the start of June. So we'll keep an eye on that, folks. I think that's a really weird story and one that we should be keeping an eye on. What do you reckon? I don't even... Yeah. They're growing my garden. Yeah, George has seen the hedgehogs. That's what's wrong with him. Yeah, I think... Yeah, high-toned up. I think... George, stop it. This is why I can't stream as much as well, because George is a baby and he wants his mummy attention all the time. He's going to be 1 soon. Right, just quickly, before I forget, because I'm literally going to go in a sec, because I've got one more story I'll talk about. I just want to show you this. I've found the Giuffre versus O case file. Look at this. There's so much more going on now. Yeah, the hedge. I can hear them outside doing their noises, what they're doing when they're going to mate. They go... They're doing these weird noises. Look at this, folks. US law, case law, New York case law. Look at this. Giuffre versus O. What a strange name. Rena O. Yeah. decided on the 22nd, 2024. They were in court. This opinion is uncorrected. Decided and entered October the 22nd, 2024. Rena O, now known as Rena O, Amen, defendant. So it did go to court. I'm not going to read this entire thing, but I don't quite know what happened. We'll have to do a bit of a deeper dive into that, I think, on a further stream. But she did go to court. I love mushrooms, obviously not poisonous ones. So we've got one more bizarre story. This is just a crazy story. I don't understand humans. I really don't. This guy, yeah, a student was rescued from a mountain twice in 4 days after going back to find his phone. You get rescued from a mountain, right? You go back to find your phone and have to get arrested again. This tickled me, this did. That's why I had to bring it to you. The man, identified by police only as a 27-year-old Chinese student, developed altitude sickness twice after climbing during the peak's off-season. Right? He climbed a mountain. He was there. I shouldn't laugh. A Chinese student who was airlifted from Japan's Mount Fuji last week had to be saved a second time. Just 4 days later, a 27-year-old climber made an emergency call on the 22nd of April after getting altitude sickness on the mountain's trail. About 3,000 metres, nearly 10,000 feet above sea level. Wow. That's insane. It is the peak's off-season when officials urge people to be aware of incredibly harsh conditions. So that's when you're not supposed to go, right? I know, 27-year-old, I suppose anyone can be a student, can't they? But yeah. 4 days later, right, they went and rescued him. 4 days later, police said they received another call to the mountain. This tickled me, I'm sorry, but this story is madness. Absolute madness. They received a second call to the mountain after the student, who has not been named, returned to look for his phone and other belongings. They said another climber found him there, unable to move. So after he apparently develops altitude sickness for a second time. This has got to be a joke, yeah? If this was April the 1st, you would not believe this story. So he got altitude sickness and then went back. There is no penalty when a climber needs to be rescued. But the Chinese student's case prompted outrage on social media and calls, no pun intended, for him to be charged at least for his second rescue. The Shizuoka police urged all climbers to use caution, noting that the mountain has low temperatures and is covered in snow even in spring. The mountain's hiking trails are officially open only from July to early September, but there is not a ban on hiking off-season. I wonder whether he got his phone. The thing is, though, right, this is the insanity of this story. If he didn't find his phone, then how would he have rang him? Someone just happened to find him. That did tickle me. And then we'll do one more for shits and giggles, just because. Another Chinese story. So China have hosted the world's first half marathon race between humans and robots. Some 21 humanoid robots raced alongside thousands of runners around the 21-kilometre, 30-mile course in Beijing. This was a few weeks ago, this. Look at this. So they've got humanoids, robots racing runners. There's a video. Let's watch the video.
The UL Solutions Blockley facility is a testing lab in partnership with the fire protection.
Oh, hang on a minute. We can skip it this time.
Join the site in
Okay. So, robots race. This is madness. First time. Why is it on the lead? This is mad, man. Oh, there's a little one, look. One was as short as 3'9". They had to resemble humans and be able to walk or run. Wheels were not allowed. It looks like a short circuit. That one's fell over, look. This music. One robot fell at the start. The winning robot was called Tiangong Ultra. Alright, I'm coming now, George. I just don't know what to make of what's going on in the world right now. I really don't. But there you go. Some of the robots were only 3'9". They weren't allowed on wheels. There's a little baby one there. It's got trainers on. It's got fucking trainers on. This is mad. This is just mad. One robot fell at the starting line, lay on the ground for a few minutes before getting up and joining the race, while another crashed into a railing, causing its human operator to fall over. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. This fell over. Human trainers. Several of the robots wore running shoes, with one donning boxing gloves and another wearing a red headband saying "bound to win" in Chinese. China has dozens of robot companies, and while some produce humanoids, others create robotic dogs. Last year, China's People's Liberation Army was shown using robo-dogs firing weapons from their backs during training exercises, farting weapons through their bum. Oh God, I'm dying. I'm fucking dying. Oh God. I like a funny one to laugh at the end, don't you? It's firing from their bum. Oh my God. Oh, that's really tickled me, that. Only in China. Firing from their bum. Dogs, robot dogs. Oh my God. Insanity. The world's gone mad. But you got to laugh, ain't you? You got to laugh. You got to laugh. If you don't, you'll cry. Just to let you know that my next deep dive stream, I am looking into the that Russian, I can't remember what it's called, something incident, right? The passing incident. But something I've been wanting to do for years is the Plum Island one, and the alleged origins of Lyme disease. I think you'll find that interesting. It's a little island off New York, and it's secret, and it's where they create all these diseases, and there's rumours of like animals with like 2 heads and stuff, and then they're closing it down and they're moving it to Texas. But it's a really interesting place. There's rumours that the AIDS started there and all sorts of stuff. So I do think that that'll be a good one to do a deep dive into, Plum Island. So and also I'll be doing a roundup at the end of the week of all from the P Diddy trial, so I'll get that set up now so that we've got it ready to go. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this stream. It's gone on longer than I planned as usual. I'm gonna have something to eat. I've not eaten nothing since yesterday, so I'm getting a bit hungry now. So you guys take care and have a lovely evening, rest of your evening. Thanks for joining me. What's it called? Pitcairn Island. If it's about the PDF files, I won't be able to cover it because they don't like it, do they, on here? And Art Linda, love. Depends what it is. Someone said it was about that, didn't they? Unless someone invents Battletech mechs, I'm not that bothered about robots. Marmite and toast. What? Is that what you're having for your dinner? I don't like Marmite. She was born with a plum stuck in his never end. What? Really? I don't know. I just don't know. I used to live on Pitcairn Island as a nurse. What? What's going on here, really? Yeah, I've heard about the Japanese are getting married to robots and there's no nagging. I don't know how true it is. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. Hit the like if you enjoy the content. Dislike if you don't. Do you, Jimmy? Yeah, it's an island of legal. I'm going to have a look into that. And I'll see you all soon. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or the next day. Thank you, Yvonne, for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Joe, for the £2 super chat. And I will see you all very, very soon. Good night, everybody. God bless. Bye.